Hey, big man, you better subscribe, yeah, trust me, yeah.
Don't mind any of this. I have just moved house. That is why this looks a bit different. And we're finally able to make videos again. It's kind of a miracle. So in the last video, we took a light and breezy swim through the river of TikTok, which, for some reason, 2 of you didn't enjoy. Suck your mum. But in that masterpiece, I said this. Now, of course, no collective of young people will ever be able to renegade as hard as the Hype House. However, today, we have found a collective of young influencers having a go. Meet My House London. Doesn't have a ring to it, does it? Whose mum came up with that? Mum, I don't know what I'm going to call my content house. Well, it's your house in London, so why not call it My House London? Sound. So after creating the worst name in the history of the internet, the bloke who owned the company decided to send his 2 daughters out into the garden to make a pitch video, or a recruitment video, or whatever you're going to call this. Once again, don't know if that's true, but judging by the mannerisms in this clip, it's my best suggestion.
Kelly.
My name's Jazz.
And we're here to talk about My House London.
Radiating the fattest NCS energy I have ever felt.
My House London is a content creating house, so making YouTube videos, vlogs, TikTok, Instagram. We're just looking for motivated, talented people.
You know what? Actually, no. You know what? TikTok people calling people talented is as annoying when some mumble rapper is called an artist by some white kid that doesn't know what an artist is, right? Not every musician is an artist. Not every person on the internet is talented. Like, where's the talent? Where's the art? Wow, I really did get creative integrity Hitler then. I apologise.
Age really doesn't matter.
Did EDP write the script?
Honestly, we're looking at talent and not numbers.
Do you need to have that many transitions? Did the edit have like a seizure over the dip to black tool?
So it's completely free, rent is on us, and all expenses are on us as well.
Oh wow, what a recipe for disaster. You're not even paying rent living in this house.
Of course it's real. You guys, please make your applications, audition, and when you make your auditions, please don't forget to tag us so we can see them.
Do you think when Hector created Optic, he went to Nature and was like, yeah, it's like actually real? Like, no, if you're having to justify that this is a real thing, it's gonna raise even more questions. So after welcoming the first 3 housemates in through typical Geordie Shore videography, My House London announced the upload of its first vlog.
Right, so I've just got all my stuff ready, I'm packing, I actually have no idea what I need to take with me, but I'm just throwing stuff into suitcases at the moment.
Let's take that in. Let's take that in. Imagine you're a new group trying to be taken seriously, and your first video starts with a bloke going, yeah, well, I've got all my stuff ready, I actually don't have anything packed, I don't even know what to take, but yeah, we're packing, yeah. You'd liquidate the entire thing there and then. You wouldn't continue. The descaling confidence in that clip is the work of a sociopath. Like, how? What? I'd pack it all in. I'd throw it in the bin, man.
Everything's packed and ready to go, so yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure you've got everything packed, mate? Because you weren't that convinced in the last clip, I'm gonna be honest.
We've literally just arrived at My House London.
So we're just waiting for 30 potential members to arrive at My House London for a huge collaboration day.
And that was a bit too scripted. 30 members? This is like when that old white guy bought Optic and was just like, I want one there, and there. And they were like, Optic CS South Africa and Optic CS Brazil. And guess what? The entire company folded. Like, it didn't fold, but it went terribly, terribly wrong. Can I just say, of course, a British TikTok house was going to feature a blonde lass with a nose ring and some geezer with a tagliatelle trim. Like, what else did you expect? Hiring a bunch of people always goes well.
Yo, we're the TikTok chavs.
Isn't it nice that lads with no personality think putting on a band bag and calling themselves a chav is going to change anything?
Oh guys, the beds are here!
Someone's saying something and there's just a bunch of good-looking people running. What does that remind you of? Oh yeah, literally every trashy reality TV show ever created. Okay, this is a cult. This is a cult. This is not real. The rest of the video is like some shoddy initiation process, which literally means that there's just a meeting and then 2 minutes of dancing filled in with copyright-free music. And that is the end of the Beatles of YouTube's first video. Revolutionary. The main reason I'm making a video on this is that it's shoddy as fuck. Since I started researching this whole thing, they have added in like a house manager and some other people in some other positions. But it's still like, the guy who supposedly owned this doesn't really look like the type of guy I'd trust to let a bunch of kids live in a mansion rent-free. He's a very Tom Sonetti type bloke. And that's not me calling him a nonce or anything. If you go to the guy's Instagram, he owns a company called We Are Media, and he attempts to spell it out in his Instagram story highlights, but fails. Like, he literally forgets the M. Can you see why I'm worried? It also made me look back on all the old YouTube houses and why they were so much more successful compared to the Hype House or the Team 10 house, and just why it all worked. So let's take a history lesson, boys. Gaming houses started in Europe and Asia in the early 2010s, and they were basically meant for professional esports players to live in the same house as a team, which then led on to content. This was then revolutionised by 6050 Russell Drive. This was the Optic gaming house filled with one of the greatest rosters, if not the greatest roster, in Call of Duty history. They streamed in the same room back to back on some shoddy garden chairs and created content that would live with their audience forever. They would sleep on air mattresses, they were paid $400 in their Optic contracts, and that all went straight into rent. It truly revolutionised what content houses could be, and it led on to Syndicate's first house, the Sidemen house, the Misfits, and the Beta Squad houses. The difference in these two things is that there were no contracts and there was no money. Well, the Sidemen would get contracts in the end, but in the beginning it was just friends. In the many years that Nadeshot was at Optic, I don't know whether he actually put pen to paper on anything, on any fee, on any wage. He was just paid through a verbal agreement, which would come back to bite him in the arse a couple of years later, but we don't talk about that. The houses are work. The reason these content houses work is because there's a fan base, and that fan base can be invested in every single person deeply. Their dream is to stream, it's to make YouTube videos, it's to make content without the influencer thing. Because back then, the term influencer was not used. There was nothing about contracts, there was nothing about making money. It was people so excited by the prospect of being able to record past 9 PM. So, I have 3 ideas as to how this is all going to end. They will go at a steady pace, not really do much, and then it will fade after a couple years. This all blows up in their faces and it ruins their careers, which I don't think will actually happen. Or, and this is the conspiracy theorist coming out, they've done it knowing it's going to go wrong, and that they can farm content from it and make videos about the truth about my house London. I don't know at this rate, these TikTok kids fry my brain, but it could happen. As I said, since the beginning of me researching this video, they have been following more people, they've added more members in. It seems like it's actually, our house is filling up now. The biggest thing that worries me is the whole no rent agreement. This guy is, he's just the manager. He's just a manager, like he doesn't make any money. That was my biggest thing. If I could find out the financial ins and outs of this situation, I would support it more, but it seems a bit off to me. That doesn't mean that I don't wish this next generation of creators that will want to be part of the next generation of creators that are going to move into this house and take this dream that they've been offered. I think it's an amazing thing for these kids. They're my age, and I can only, I can't even fathom this stuff. Like, it's insane. Whether it's a huge scam or whether it turns out to be the best thing to ever happen to British content creation, we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, that is it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, please do leave a like. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram to keep updated with when I'm posting videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.